Shout out to Money Brown, man. Errol Spence Jr. My boy Money Brown, he get a lot of money, that's why I call him Money Brown.
What's good, Money Brown TV? What up, what up?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Money Brown TV. Thank you so much for everything.
Hey, this is Ryan Garcia here. Shout out to Money Brown TV and keep punching, baby.
Yo, what's going on after the fight? Well, it's your boy Money back with another one, man. And this one here's on the king of the welterweight division, right? Errol the True Spence Jr. out of Dallas, Texas. We all know the WBC and the IBF welterweight world champion. And he's looking to be the WBC, the IBF, and the WBA super welterweight world champion. And we got the 3-division world champion, Terence Crawford out of Omaha, Nebraska. You know, the former undisputed world champion and the current WBO welterweight world champion. And, you know, we all know the situation. We all know this is the fight we want. Everyone knows Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is the fight at the welterweight division. You understand what I'm saying? Like I keep saying, bro, Errol Spence is looking to take on Dennis Ugas. We all thinking that's the next fight, you know, for a unification bout, another top 10 welterweight, you know, another world champion. And, you know, Errol's looking to snatch that title to be one fight away from undisputed. You understand what I'm saying? But we all know the notion. Everybody's saying that Errol Spence haven't done anything, you know what I'm saying, which is crazy. But nonetheless, Errol Spence has came out and told Terence Crawford, you know, if you don't fight the best of the best, you will be remembered for only your accolades and not the best fights. You feel me? You will be remembered for your accolades and not the best fights. And Errol Spence has a point. You know what I mean? He has a point. Nonetheless, let's not take none away from Terence Crawford. But when we see Errol Spence, he's in the best fights. With Terence Crawford, he is very accomplished in the professional sports. You can't take that away from him. One hell of a fighter, one hell of a skill set. You know, doing this thing, bro. If you want to say he's the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world, nobody can argue with you, bro. Nobody can argue with you. Some might have Canelo, some might have Errol Spence, right? But when we're looking at Terence Crawford, and we're looking at the fights that he's in, right? What fight have you seen Bud Crawford in lately where you saying it was a 50-50 or it was even close to him, you know, losing the fight to where you can say, you know what, it was either 60-40 or, you know, somewhere around that nature, right? I don't think Bud been in any of those fights lately. You understand what I'm saying? And when you see that, people like to try to say that you hate on Terence Crawford. But that's not the case, bro. It's not the case. You know, when we look at Errol Spence and Kell Brook, 50-50 fight, or not too far apart. You know, Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, you had Hall of Fame fighters that was picking Mikey Garcia to win, right? I won't say it was a 50-50 fight, but nonetheless, Mikey was an undefeated 4-division world champion. So if you thought Errol was going to beat him, okay, I got you on that one. But when you look at Errol and Sean, you'll say 50-50 or something not too far apart, right? When you say Errol and Danny, most people was picking Danny because Errol was coming off the crash. Before the fight, you might say 60-40 Errol. But while the crash, like I knew Errol was going to get it. But after the crash, a lot of people were saying that was a very dangerous fight for Errol the True Spence Jr., bro. You know what I'm saying? A very dangerous fight. With this Dennis Ugas fight, yes, you're going to favor Errol the True Spence Jr. if you got sense in your head, right? But do you give Dennis Ugas a chance to win? That's the question. When we look at Bud Crawford, have he had any fights that close? Any of the last 5 fights that he had at welterweight, right? From Jeff Horn, Amir Khan, Jose Benavidez, Mean Machine, and Kell Brook, right? Have any of those fights, you would say, oh, it was a 50-50, or Terence Crawford, you know, had some type of edge in losing the fight? I don't think you would say that, bro. You know, I know with the Jeff Horn fight, a lot of people were saying, oh, he might be big and rough, this and that, right? But in all reality, I knew Jeff Horn wasn't going to be no Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But the performance he put on against Manny Pacquiao, people thought he was going to be a weight bully against Bud. So it was some type of, look, what can I say? A little doubt that you could say, you know what, Terence Crawford might be in trouble against Jeff Horn, but it was never really a big doubt. You feel me? At 140, Victor Posa might come to the closest where you say people had a little doubt if he can win or not, because Victor Posa was undisputed, and, you know, the hype was put on Victor Posa. He was going to, You know, he ran Danny Garcia to 147. Nobody wanted to fight him. He's tall, rangy, with a nice jab, things of that nature. And Bud did what he did against him, right? That's what he did at 140. So nobody at 140 where can really say Bud had a blown shot of losing. You feel me? 135. Can't really say. Gamboa, right? Would you say Ricky Burns, his first world title? That was a good fight. You know, a good fight. Where Bud became a world champion. And then you say Gamboa. I don't know if too many people picked Gamboa to win that fight. You know what I'm saying? But Gamboa showed up and showed out. Right? So when we really look at the situation, could you really say that he would be remembered for the big names or the accolades? You understand what I'm saying? The big names or the accolades. Now, don't get me wrong. Accolades are everything in boxing, bro. You wanna run your accolades up. You get recognition. So basically what Spence is saying is you're going to be remembered for being a 3-division world champion, former undisputed world champion, WO welterweight world champion. But with the names, be remembered who you fought. You know what I'm saying? Would you get glory for your names at the end of the day? You know, a lot of people shit on Adrian Broner. He's a 4-division world champion, right? But what do they criticize? They criticize his names that he beat, you know? And it's just a fair assessment. AB is a Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is a Hall of Famer. Errol Spence will be a Hall of Famer, right? But when you look at Errol Spence and you look at the names, Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, whether you like them or not, those are names that will be remembered, bro. They will be remembered. Sean Porter will be remembered. Danny Garcia will be remembered. Mikey Garcia most definitely will be remembered. Kell Brook most definitely will be remembered. You understand what I'm saying? So, when I'm looking at the situation, you can't really fault Errol Spence on what he's saying. Now, people say, well, you said Kell Brook for Earl, but not Kell Brook for Bud. When Earl fought Kell Brook, he was the world champion. He fought over in the UK. He fought in his hometown. He brought 32,000 motherfuckers out that was all screaming for Kell Brook. A highly anticipated fight. Highly anticipated fight. You tell me which fight was more anticipated, Errol Spence versus Kell Brook or Terence Crawford versus Kell Brook? And that's all I got to say about that. You feel me? That's all I have to say about that. But I'm not taking nothing away from Crawford win over Brook. But when you look at Errol Spence and Kell Brook over in the UK, in Bramall Lane, somewhere like Kell Brook made history. He made history fighting Errol Spence in Bramall Lane. Terence Crawford didn't make history with Kell Brook. Only thing they tried to do was try to make Kell Brook say that Terence Crawford was better than Errol Spence after he was stopped in the 3rd or the 4th round. I think it was the 3rd round. Maybe in the 4th, right? After he stopped him early, they tried to force Kell Brook to say that Terence Crawford was better than Errol Spence. And shouts out to Kell Brook for being a man that's standing on his own square saying, we won't know that until they fight each other. They both are great fighters. You understand what I'm saying? They both are great fighters. But when we look at the situation now, Terence Crawford has the opportunity to take on Errol the True Spence Jr. He has the opportunity to fight that great name. You understand what I'm saying? To put that name on your resume that you need, that you said you need. You know what I mean? And win, lose, or draw. Like I keep saying, win, lose, or draw. You still have that name on your resume. You feel me? You still have that name on your resume. And then you can move on to the Sean Porters, the Keith Thurmans, even the Danny Garcias, even the Mikey Garcia. Mikey say he'll take you on. Mikey say he'll take you on. But people look at that fight and they'll try to down the fight like it's nothing. Like Mikey is a nobody. Y'all better understand who Mikey Garcia is, man. Look, I still got respect for Mikey's name, bro. Mikey is a fucking warrior, dog. He's a warrior. And even though he lost to Errol Spence, the motherfucker didn't just go out there and say, just stop it. He still went the whole 12. You know what I'm saying? With Terence Crawford, I think he will have more success than he had with Errol Spence, but I picked Bud Crawford to win. I would pick Bud Crawford to win. But you got to understand Mikey accolades. Y'all talking about accolades, Mikey a 4-division world champion, right? The same thing that y'all get Bud credit for. Mikey a 4-division world champion, right? With a hell of a fan base and got a hell of a skill set. You feel me? So when we're looking at the situation, that's a hell of a fight for Bud as well. So these names are out there for Bud Crawford to fight. They're out there for him to fight. He got to be willing and wanting it. You know what I'm saying? Get your promoter on the job. Otherwise, leave his ass and make it happen yourself. Make it happen yourself, bro. Because at the end of the day, facts are the facts. Now, I am one that say, you know, accolades put you in the Hall of Fame, and I won't take nobody accolades away from. Like I say, Bud did some hell of a shit. 3-division world champion, former undisputed world champion, WBO welterweight world champion. You know what I'm saying? Can't take that away from him at all. At all. And the performance he put on to get him, right? But the names is what people going to be looking at. But you're going into the Hall of Fame. Like I tell people, Adrian Broner going into the Hall of Fame, whether they like it or not. Mikey Garcia going into the Hall of Fame. Leo Santa Cruz going into the Hall of Fame. Abner Morales going into the Hall of Fame. We got to look at the accolades. The accolades is what puts you in the Hall of Fame. But you will be looking and you'll be asking who was the names. You feel me? And I think that's what people are going to look for, and that's what they're going to see to say what separate one Hall of Famer from the next. You feel me? What separate one Hall of Famer from the next? And they'll be looking at who you fought. The people who you fought, are they in the Hall of Fame? Can I go down the Hall of Fame list and I say, damn, he beat him. He beat him. Those are two Hall of Famers that went at it. That shit was a classic. You understand what I'm saying? That shit was a classic. You feel me? And those are the fights that people want to go back and rewatch. Those are the fights that people want to go back and study. Those are the fights that people are going to talk about 20 and 30 years, 40, 50 years down the line. The fights that can potentially put you on that Mount Rushmore of the greats. You know what I mean? If that's what you want. But you got to want it for yourself. You got to be willing. You did. So at the end of the day, when we're looking at these situations and these fighters, it's going to be who they fought, not just the accolades. You did? Not just the accolades. Because at the end of the day, like I say, fans going to remember great fights. They're going to remember that shit. And those are the fights they're going to be clamoring over, and those are the fights that they want to see. And right now, we got a whole lot of great fighters out here, and they need to mix it up. They need to mix it up, bro. They need to mix it up. And we need to see those fights. You know, I don't want to be in that era where we say, oh, man, we could have got this, but we didn't get that. I don't want that era to be our era, bro. I don't want that to be our era. And we got an opportunity here to do something great. We got an opportunity here to make history. And we got an opportunity to put boxing back on, like, where it should be, you know, at the top. Because this is one of the top sports out there. This is one of the greatest sports out there. Imano, imano. Nobody can help you. Man to man. You know what I'm saying? Man to man. So we'll see, man. We'll see. After Errol Spence, his next fight. After Terence Crawford, his next fight. We'll really see who wants what. You know what I'm saying? We'll really see who's trying to be great for us, the opponents, and not just the accolades and the money. We're going to figure that out after their next fight. Because Errol Spence wants to fight. He said, after I get this third scrap, we're going to see you holding up what. You feel me? And Terence Crawford, the ball is going to be in your court, brother. The ball is going to be in your court, and the people are watching. The people are watching. You feel me? That is an undisputed fight if Earl get that third scrap. One of the biggest fights in boxing. One of the biggest money fights in the history and a legacy fight. And it'll solidify you, bro. It'll solidify you. So we will see, family. We'll just see. I wish both of these boys nothing but the best, nothing but great health, right? Till y'all finish your career in boxing. Hopefully y'all make enough money to retire for generational wealth. And y'all can live the rest of y'all life out doing whatever y'all want to do, you know what I'm saying? Comfortably. So we'll just see, fam. Until then, this your boy Monnie. This the ANSBC moving. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Hit them thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to donate. OG Money on Cash App. TreyHampton52@gmail.com on PayPal. If not, just tell a friend. Hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, share the video. And y'all know how your boy get down, man. Big dog status, family.